My name is Michael Marley, and I own a company called QuantumBell.net, and it's actually Quantum Bell Incorporated in the state of Florida. I'm registered with the Tallahassee Division of Corporations, even though I'm not so good with that stuff. I also run a laboratory called QuanTunnel, and QuanTunnel means quantum tunneling. And what I'm doing today is starting a series. What I'm going to do is we're going to add up the content a little bit, and I've got a really complex problem to tackle here because I'm talking about a program called QuanTunnel on YouTube, which is where this video is going to be placed. And I also run a website called relativity.net. And relativity.net talks a lot about the rule, the natural rule, and these other things. And there's an entire science that I work with. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through these topics. I'm just going to give you guys an idea of how long these lecture series are going to be. This is my personal research. This is a small section of it. But this is one of the first QuanTunnel books I ever did. And this thing is huge. I've written every word in this and solved most of the problems for it. And there's a lot of stuff to go through in this that we're going to have some conversations about. This is the textbook version. This is actually, the title of this is going to change. This was the tentative title I've had for a few years. And this book is, this right here is about 1,300 pages for the project binder. And this is the work I do. Now, my job here is actually to understand whether a cosmic event, I can't even go through it, there's just too much stuff in here. But this is another topic for relativity.net. This is all about the rule. I've also got a bunch of other projects that I mix with. You guys know that I acquired Stargate from the Central Intelligence Agency, and I met those guys. They're not. I also acquired some other projects, including Montauk Project and some of the other ones. Here's a data binder that we're going to go through also. This is just some small topics, really. And what this is talking, this one right here is SQEs. Got to be careful with the SQEs. We'll go into SQEs a little bit later. SQE means I'm not sure. When you go into, it's a quantum spatial environment, to be honest with you. That's your QSE. But on here, what I have is a camera, and what you're seeing are the woods, and that is not technically a quantum spatial environment. And we're going to get into how to understand this a little bit later. So anyways, what we're going to do in this series is we're going to go over some of the conversations, and we've got a good first start for some of the topics, for some of the things. So we're going to talk about in this first series, the first series of lectures. It's a huge table of contents really to go over here, but there's about 20 different sections that I'm going to go through, and we're going to try and put all this together. What I'm going to do is apply my science in this particular movie section, and the science that I do here, we're going to apply it. And I'm just going to set this down so that we've got something kind of to look at here. This is the website logo that I work. That's my company. It means quantum tunneling, and I have to apply my research for the rule to understand a large quantum tunnel which exceeded the size of our sun, and spanned more than 12 stars on whether or not it's going to kill Earth or not. So I've got this huge data set, and I have my own theory of relativity, and not only do I have to understand this tunnel event, I have to find a way to understand what happens to men. So applying the rule, I'm going to explain some of the topics that I'm working with. I'm also going to explain how to understand the tunnel event, and in theory, we can build one. So you guys can work along with me, and we'll build a hypothetical and all sorts of cool stuff. And then we're going to try and understand in this series whether or not it's dangerous for Earth, whether our species expires, or furthermore, what else could happen. So we're going to get back to business on this. And Garden Planet Defense. If you guys have ever worked with physics, you know these guys don't like it at all. And specifically quantum sciences and stuff. And I had to peek that garbage can in there because whether I think that or not, they're still going to shut down a lot of this stuff. And we're going to build this model, and we're going to understand whether men survive this event or not.